All right, welcome back. Pioneer March Madness update number 2. RSM January is in the books.
In the books.
The only news bigger than Luka to the Lakers, Mission Day, RSM
Mission
2025. Day. We had 25 people on the floor. Huge week for the battalion and sustaining a lot of that momentum from week 4 into week 5.
Yeah. Made the RA mission.
We did.
BC was happy about that.
We did. And then let's start from the top. Group 1. Who's still in charge?
Chillicothe. That's number 1 right there. I love that station right now.
Doing work. Wrighton Seniors on fire, absolutely crushing it. But close on their heels, you got Westchester and Colerain, both having big closeout weeks, both overproduced for the RSM. So good on them getting it towards the end.
Doing great out there. Yeah, Westchester, Sergeant G, always happy. I love that guy. Every time I see him, he's always happy, you know.
Yeah.
Came through strong, week 5, great finish. Trying to knock down one of those wild card seats. Going to be tough to take down Chillicothe, but could knock down the wild card seat. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're only, 5 points behind Grove City for that first wild card spot. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I also saw Sergeant Brown, congratulations, 3 contracts in RSM January, carrying your station. Hell of a job. That's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Anything else to note in Group 1?
Let's talk about Colerain again, you know. Everyone's just passing them up, you know, left in the dust. We were talking to old Sergeant Ephraim Ruiz today.
Yep. Didn't know that Pioneer March Madness was happening, so maybe that'll spark some life.
We didn't know they knew either, did we?
Now everybody knows. Yeah, I think they'll come on strong. He said he's got a couple seniors in the pipeline, and if he gets on lead line, I think they're going to be a tough train to stop once they get rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kettering and Galley got some work to do. I know they've got it. I mean, they both had phenomenal first quarters. Absolutely blew it out of the water. Hopefully they can get the steam rolling in second quarter. And still up there for the grab. They've still got RSM February to get up into one of those wild card spots or, absolute Hail Mary knock off Chillicothe.
Yeah, lead line is a lot in this competition. And you know, Galley is right there from just being on lead line the rest of the month. You know, they can do it. That could change things there. And then, you know, some overproduction. If you slipped in January, that means you probably have something to reload with in February. Get your numbers up, get right back on lead line, and overtake some of these teams that are ahead of you.
Yeah, that's a great point. I was thinking about that. How many of our applicants that didn't write in January do you think we're going to get back in February? Is there a good percentage of those?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a lot of rollover from that, sir. So, you'd probably say a third of them you'd get back. Just waivers on mission week that didn't go through, things you got to work through from week 4 that can drop week 1, week 2 in RSM February. So
yeah, let's see how fast they can get it into February. Because again, if you don't make it by February, then it's cutthroat. Come March Madness, it's only 8 teams or 8 stations that get in. So you got to win your group or get one of the wild card spots to make it to the March Madness.
Yeah. Speaking of cutthroat and getting real tough, we're just going to run right into Group 2, right?
Group 2.
This is tough group. I mean, someone's going to lose this group, you know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, Springfield, 19, Grove City, 18, Newport, 15, Dublin, 14. That's anybody's game.
Yeah. I mean, Zanesville was the one that I had picked out of that group. Absolute powerhouse, like we said. I think they've got 3 recruiters. Who is it? Sergeant Crawshaw, Sergeant Smith, and Sergeant Adkins, all in double-digit, multiple contracts for the year. So, there's absolutely potential there.
Yeah.
They normally do well in their senior market as well. I think they've got the single highest RA market share of anyone in the battalions, 74%.
Really? Zanesville.
Bonkers. Yeah, absolutely.
Get on lead line. You know?
Another note here, Newark had a strong showing at the end, closed out the volume mission for RSM January, but still last place in their group. How'd that happen?
Yeah, losses. Was it losses?
Losses and lead line. They wrote all their contracts in week 4 and week 5.
Wrote them at the end. How many points did they score there? 6 points last week.
Yep.
So
that's all of them for that group. Yeah, Group 2, I think that's the most exciting group we've got. Absolutely awesome. It's like the AFC North. You never know who's going to come out on top. I wouldn't be surprised if Zanesville comes out of 5th place and takes the group, honestly. With the work that they put in, I think they'll absolutely crush it.
Heck of a comeback it would be there.
Yeah.
So. I also want someone to beat Grove City. Grove City and Colerain, they're always winning, so I love parity. So.
Yeah. You also love an underdog. Everybody loves an underdog.
Love the underdog.
Yeah. All right, Group 3, Hillsboro, still in the top spot, riding the wave from week 4.
That huge week.
Closed out RSM January, 200%. Absolutely amazing. Heard whispers that BC and SAR Major are potentially going to throw out some bonus points for going 200%.
Bonus points. All right.
Yeah.
What's that? We had 2 stations go.
We did. Westchester was the other station that went 200%. Max they can award is 5. So again, that's a huge swing. That's almost like your 75% contribution for the month.
Yeah, that's huge.
I don't think it'll be that high, but we'll see. It's up to them to determine. Huntington still going strong, 150% for the month. Stayed on lead line every single week of January. Phenomenal work.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's a great team. They got a lot of young, motivated guys out there. Siren Tyrant's going through SFL TAP, still fighting. Great leadership there. Great work ethic there. I was actually there last week. I watched them conduct 2 appointments. They had an A-trap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he went and found one of his friends. He was talking to him in the mall, and then some guy was just there ear hustling, like, "Yeah, I'll come too." And so they had 2 walk-ins at once from
That's
an
awesome.
A-trap. Yeah, so.
That's what happens when you got good recruiting, good skills. Anybody else in this group? I mean, the 2 that pop out to me, Dayton, Maine, and Columbus West. Again, those are 2 that I had favored, but
Oh yeah.
not on lead line, didn't close out the mission. Tough January. You think I can bounce back in February?
I think Dayton, Maine can. That's a station that's usually strong, so they must have a lot there in that funnel that they can just come out swinging with.
Yeah.
So, for Sergeant Norton, get on your people there.
Yeah. Also of note in Group 3, those top 2 teams, 75% contribution. So they got the 8-point bonus in Week 5. Again, that sets you well above. So any station that gets that 75%, that'll definitely put you in the running, especially if you're in Group 5 or 6. Absolutely.
You
Take
need
away.
it. Yep. Teamwork.
Let's see. Group 4, Westerville, coming in strong.
Yeah.
Florence, also coming in strong. They think they scored all 12 points. No, that was Athens. We'll get to them in a second. Florence, 14 points coming. I think they had 0 in Week 3.
Yeah, 12 points last week, 2 points in week 4. Sergeant Nava, the motivating guy out there.
Heck yeah.
I love Sergeant Nava. Anytime I want to go to 7 company, I want to see Sergeant Nava. No doubt, he's the one. He's the one that pulled through for them in the clutch. 6th man of the year out there.
There you go. And then, I mean, it's anybody's game after that. Huber Heights, Mason, Parkersburg, and Ridge. Speaking of Ridge, they had a big college connection fair, big fusion event that they've got down there. Hundreds of high school students looking to go to college, so potentially something to look for on the lead front there for them.
Pretty good, yeah. So something to push through the funnel. If you can get it through quick, get them in this month.
Yeah, we'll see if they can convert. Normally on fusion events, it takes like 90 days to get through, not the average 60 to 70 that we see for normal appointments. So it might be pushing it to get it in for February and March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huber Heights right there, striking distance just to sneak up on this group here. But Westerville, they're throwing everything at the floor.
They are.
Anything, the floor is money, as they say.
The floor is money.
And they're going to throw anything they have at it.
They will.
That's a team that's going to fight. And, if the shooting percentage is there, they're probably going to win that group. So
it's like Michael Scott and Wayne Gretzky said. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Westerville's taking all the shots. Everybody hits the floor. Group 5, another one, tightly contested.
Oh, yeah.
Western Hills eking it out. Didn't put anybody in Week 5, surprising. They did all of their production throughout the month. So even flow, steady, not big numbers, but nice and consistent. Good work there.
Yeah, staying afloat there, staying on top. Eastgate, again.
Sneaking in.
Right there. You're right there, Eastgate.
Right in seniors.
Yeah.
Didn't get any lead line points, didn't get a contribution bonus, but they're right in those senior alphas, which is getting them 2 points a pop. So
I think they're good for quality, too. Quality ways here. So
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then anybody else to note in there? Lancaster, Ashland, Portsmouth?
I just want to, message to them. It's anybody's ball game. 5 points is not a lot in this tournament. You're 2 or 3 contracts from winning this group, taking the lead, and then, hopefully you put a stranglehold on it and keep it the rest of the way.
Yeah, make it into the Elite 8. I will say, I think, who is that? Ashland, 3 Alpha, had the fastest flash to bang average from the last year and first quarter average, 33 days. So if they've got something in their T&E, no doubt that you guys can get it to the floor, get it across, and take Group 5.
Sarn King out there. Atlanta roots. Well, maybe not roots, but I know him from Atlanta.
Grew up in 2nd Brigade.
Things move fast in Atlanta. Yeah.
The 2nd Brigade Mafia. All right, Group 6, Middletown, holding on out front.
Yeah, Middletown. That's one that you don't hear that name a lot. They're out there. They're out there on top. make it to the tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah, doing great work. Again, just putting production through the month. Didn't get any of the bonuses, just putting in quality seniors. If they get that lead line or if they get a 75% contribution, I think they'll blow it out of the water.
It's blue-collar recruiting right there.
It is. Surprising. I thought Delaware was going to do a little more, and I thought Hamilton was going to do a little better after their first quarter. They had strong showing, a lot in the T&E. We'll see if they can get it across the finish line in February and get to that Elite Eight.
Yeah, Sarn Beamish out there in Delaware, he's highly confident. SCQLD, he said he got it. So, it's time to prove it.
Let's go. It's game time. The only thing I want to note, now that we've gone through all the groups, the company totals. 2 companies in first place, followed closely by Lancaster and Cincy, and then Miami Valley, Dayton, and Barbersville, all right there in the hunt as well. So the company that has the most amount of points also going to win a belt. So I don't know how they're going to share that between the stations, but look for some goodies there.
Pass it around every month or something.
Yep, prospecting for January's done. Pulled all the numbers from OpSAR Major. I did notice that 3 company, 111% test pass for January.
Wow.
There's something there. They've got it. They just got to get it across the line.
Yep. Get them to the floor.
Yep. And then right behind them, Lancaster Company, 95% test pass.
Lancaster's doing huge numbers,
They're putting it up.
Surprised to see them in second. It's a close second. They took a lot of losses last month, and I think that's what hurt them. So you get some of those losses back. You're number 1 as far as the company totals here. So
yeah. I'd say the last thing I've got, shout-outs. We had a couple recruiters. I mentioned Sergeant Ladd already, but Sergeant Minnie out of Grove City, Sergeant Perry out of Columbus East, Sergeant Job out of Chile, and Sergeant Brown out of Westchester all put in 3 contracts in RSM January.
Nice.
Some of those guys in small stations just putting the team on their back.
Doing it. Sergeant Perry just graduated the advanced training program. So
look at that.
I think he had his board in December, Sergeant Major Sanders was very impressed with him.
As he should be. Putting in 3 contracts right after graduating ATP, that's phenomenal work.
Absolutely. Well, we might have to think of an MVP in this tournament, and maybe have a special guest out here to interview them.
Absolutely. Get MVP or have like an MVP trophy at the end.
Just like we can.
Awesome. All right, thanks everybody. Welcome back to Pioneer March Madness. Get those kids to the floor, keep writing those seniors, stay on lead line.
Courage and grit.
Grit to win.